Hey man, you ever look into flat Earth?
Okay, this has been enhanced. I took away I made the contrast plus 33, saturation minus 100, and the brightness minus 57, and auto enhanced. Um, this is just a short little piece with some pictures to boot. I did take some pictures as I was doing this, and I thought they would come in handy. I also enhanced the pictures a little bit. Most of them I took the brightness down to minus 66. The saturation on most of them were, I kind of left it the same. A couple of them I kind of totally deleted the saturation 100%. Uh, Most of the contrast was at 100% on the pictures only. Um, so if you want to pause in between. I also know that some of the pictures were blurry. Again, you cannot focus on distortion. Distortion is something that we just cannot focus on. But by changing the contrast, saturation, and brightness, I think you can bring out a little bit more of the details of the objects that are out in the horizon. And obviously, these things are not floating, they are in the water. They're just being distorted and compressed. This is the Bayport rack, which is approximately 3.5 miles away. This is the halfway point. I call it the halfway point. I think it's much closer than 1.5 miles. I think it's about a mile, maybe a little bit over from my location. And what I do is on this, because a lot of times, even at a higher perspective, and I've been up 10 feet, and this halfway marker will literally look like it's floating in the water or floating in the air, which in turn, this right here really does kind of tell me a lot. Some people will look at it and say, oh, it doesn't prove nothing, but you know who those people are. It's usually the ones that are in this global nightmare that they live in. They don't really look at what's being presented. They just believe what they've been told by science, and that's what they've accepted. And I'm not going to change their mind, and my intentions are not to change anybody's mind. Uh, I do this mainly for myself, but I share with others because I think it's worth sharing with the people with the same mindset to know what perspective is. Like a lot of these channel markers, you see them getting smaller and smaller as they get further away, and that is perspective. And this is why when you're trying to test something, you know, um, even with a water level trying to test a horizon line, you have the farther bottle of water will, be smaller. So you will have a drop in that. I don't care how far apart they are, you're still going to have a little bit of a drop due to perspective. So that's why you can't always go and say, well, this proved the globe because there's a drop. It doesn't. And that's the problem that I see with trying to do some of these little tests with water bottles or with water levels. The best way to do it is being perfectly straight apart from each other, um, horizontal. All right, I hope you appreciate it, and Thanks for watching.